I have so much to say. So much to say that I haven't said in the 10 months or something that I've been off YouTube, because so much has happened and so much has changed. And I made a video maybe 2 weeks ago. I just decided, okay, that's it. I'm just gonna get in front of the camera and speak and give you a life update. And I was editing that video and I just deleted it because, well, I mean, it was a bit of a mess, as most of my videos are, because I don't have any structure or organization to them. Even if I try to, I just completely get off track and go on a tangent, and then I forget what I was saying in the first place. And the video itself was a mess, but I also felt like it wasn't right, and I have so much more to say. So I'm just gonna sit here and say hi and tell you everything. So, if you're new to my channel, hello, I'm Hannah. And if you've seen some of my videos before and you're not new to my channel, then you know that I am very passionate about the word. I always have been. I mean, I think if you're a genuine follower of Christ, if you really believe, then you're going to be passionate. It's what happens. And I get really excited talking about the word. I get really excited about faith and God and the Bible and Yahushua, Jesus, and all things pertaining to that. And since I became a follower of Christ, I didn't join a church instantly, which I'm really, really grateful for now, because I believe that the church is just very anti-biblical and kind of takes newcomers and indoctrinates them with false doctrines. And I've been so angry about that. I've been so angry about the church being anti-biblical, and so angry towards people who call themselves Christians, and are in the church, in religion. I've been so angry at people that believe once saved, always saved. I've been so angry at people who believe all of these false doctrines. And that anger came from a place of me being zealous for the word, as the word tells us to be. But you're not supposed to be so angry the way that I have been. Because you read the word and then you look at what Christians believe and you're like, well, that's not in the Bible. Where did you get that from? And they argue it so vehemently, and it just drives me crazy, because it's like, if you just read the Bible, you would see that it doesn't say that. You would see that Jesus isn't God. You would see that once saved, always saved is a lie. You would see that there's no pre-tribulation rapture. You'd see that Christmas and Easter and Halloween and all these holidays are completely pagan and you shouldn't celebrate them. Anyway, again, I'm going off a tangent. Do you see what happens? I get really fired up about this because it's really frustrating, and I just want to make a video to say I don't want to be angry anymore. I don't want to be angry because, listen, it is what it is. The ending has been written for thousands of years, and God has a plan. And why am I getting angry about it? This is supposed to happen. The church is supposed to go apostate. People are supposed to lose their way. People, almost everyone that calls themselves Christians aren't actually followers of Christ. That is written. It's predestined. And You know, it is what it is, and God's in control, and God wins in the end. Why am I being angry about it? So I don't want to be angry anymore. And also, I understand that we are all trying to navigate life on this earth, this crazy, crazy world. And I understand that it is difficult. It's so difficult. It's really difficult. And I get that. And I don't think that anyone has bad intentions. I don't think that Christians in the church, indoctrinated people, have bad intentions. They've just been misled. They have been led astray. So if that's you, and you're still listening to this, I don't blame you. I just want you to read the Bible. That's all. And try not to be so attached to religion, to what people in your church believe and tell you, to what people on YouTube tell you, to anything. Do not listen to anyone. Shut everyone out. Shut everything out and just go to the Bible. Just go to the Word of God. Because that's what we're supposed to do, right? Because we know that people are going to be deceitful, even if it's not on purpose. Yes, there are wolves in sheep's clothing. There are people who are genuinely trying to deceive you. And then there are people who don't have bad intentions. Good people that don't have bad intentions and that aren't trying to purposely lead you astray, but they are because they don't know the truth. You know? Again, I forgot what I was saying at the beginning. What was the point of that? Point is, it's difficult. And I know it's difficult to try and navigate life and faith and the Bible and all of these doctrines. And these people believe one thing and these people believe another thing. And who was right? And, you know, there are so many different things. Was Jesus crucified on a cross? Was he hung on a tree? Like it also says in Acts. Like, what is the truth? Are we supposed to eat clean? Are all foods made clean? You know, there are so many different opinions and interpretations of the Bible, but the thing is as well, we need to just heed what the Word says. We need to listen to what the Word says, and what our Messiah himself tells us, what our God himself tells us. Which is trust no one, bro. Trust no one. Just read the Word. Read the Word. It's the only thing you can trust. Trust the words of our God. Trust the words of our Lord. And who cares if the world thinks you're crazy, right? People think I'm crazy. I think I'm crazy sometimes. But that's what it is. It is what it is. And we are supposed to be thought of as crazy by the world. Anyway, these past maybe 10 months that I've been off YouTube, I've gone like completely off the rails. Actually, that's not true. I haven't gone completely off the rails. I just, I don't know why I exaggerate so much. I have not gone completely off the rails. I have just, until maybe a couple weeks ago, I hadn't read the Bible really in like 6 months, maybe, like a really, really long time. Because after having read the whole Bible, which I love saying, but I shouldn't love it as much. I always love saying, I've read the Bible cover to cover, but really I'm not special. A lot of people have read the Bible cover to cover. I just feel like, this is terrible. I'm just being honest. I feel like I'm better than everyone else because I've read the Bible cover to cover. And I don't want to feel that way. I'm not saying this is a good thing. But these feelings come up in me sometimes, thinking that I'm so much better than even people in the church because I know these truths that they don't, and I read the Bible and they don't, and I know this and they don't, which is just another trap of sin. So I don't want you to think I'm perfect. I am so far from perfect. In fact, maybe sometimes I don't cry physically, but I cry mentally almost every day about how sucky of a person I am, how crappy of a person I am. And it really, really, really bothers me. And I think I still have so much pride in me. so much pride in me, and it really bothers me. Really bothers me because I see in some things that I say, some things that I do, some things that I think, that I have still so much pride in me, so much ego, massive ego, and I don't know what to do about it. And I pray to God, just like, take this away from me. I don't want it, I don't like it. And it hasn't happened yet. Anyway, what was I saying? I went off on a tangent again. See, this is why I haven't also made YouTube videos, because this is what happens. I just ramble. I end up rambling. And it's so hot in my room, and it's muffling my brain. And I want to turn the fan on, but I can't, because then I get cold, and then you'll hear the fan. Anyway, after having read the Bible cover to cover, the thoughts that I was having were like, well, I know everything now. What am I gonna read that's new? I have nothing new to read. Should I just read Ephesians again? But I know what it says. Should I read the Gospel of John? I know what it says. Should I read the book of Job, which is so cool, by the way, if you haven't read it. It's amazing. When God comes in and he starts like kind of like flexing his muscles, it's like the coolest thing ever. What was I saying? Yeah, so, no, lost it again. Yeah, so, I was thinking, well, there's nothing new for me to read. I know everything. And these weren't conscious thoughts, obviously. They were like subconscious, like in my mind. I think it was just like demons. Have you read the Screwtape Letters, by the way, by C.S. Lewis? It's so good. Anyway, these thoughts just make me think that, like, it's not me, it's just like the devil, like putting thoughts in my head and like trying to influence my thoughts and feelings so I don't open the Bible. And guess what? It worked. So mad, it worked. And I basically didn't open the Bible for maybe 6 months, and I have deteriorated mentally and spiritually so much. It's madness. I'm sitting here kind of, joking about it, but it's more like self-deprecating, because now I'm getting on the right track again and reading my Bible again and trying to get back into it. However, I went so long without opening the Word, without continuing on renewing my mind, and I see the deterioration, spiritually, physically, mentally, and it's so crazy. When I was reading the Bible every day, which I was reading the Bible every day for like maybe 2 years or something, a year and a half straight. Perhaps that's not quite accurate. I don't know exactly how long it was, but for like a really, really long time, maybe genuinely a year and a half, I was reading the Bible every day. Even sometimes for like 4 hours straight. I remember there were a couple months where I would wake up and go straight to my table where I already had like the Bible open from the day before and my Bible study notebook, and I would just read it and like study the Bible. And it brought me so much joy every day. Like, I would shoot up out of bed so excited to do more Bible study, when that's what I did the day before for like 6 hours, but I was still so excited. And yeah, anyway, I've deteriorated so much spiritually. I noticed that the thoughts that I'm getting in my head now, I have not gotten thoughts that dark for years, and I don't like them. I don't like those thoughts. I don't like those feelings. Again, when you're reading the Word, you're being renewed by it. It's like life and holiness, like always washing over you, and like purifying your heart, purifying your mind. And I knew so many scriptures off by heart, and that hurts that I don't anymore. There is such a small amount of scriptures that I still like remember to quote, because obviously I know heaps of verses, but I used to be able to tell you exactly where in the Bible they were, and I know that doesn't really matter, it's not a big thing, but I really liked knowing that. I really liked it. It made me so happy that I could just whip out a verse and tell you this is in John 14:15, you know? And now I don't know. I can tell you like John 3:16, which is what everyone knows. And now I'm not special, and that has been very humbling. But I want to get back into reading the word, and I have been slowly. This is where I've been for the past 10 months off YouTube, slowly like ceasing to read the Bible because I swear, like I can't swear. I'm almost certain it was like the demons that the Screwtape Letters talks of, like putting thoughts in my mind, like, oh, you know everything, you don't need to read the Bible, you don't need to do this. There's nothing new to learn. There's always something new to learn because the Bible is alive. The word is alive. It's amazing. You can read the same thing 50 times over and see nothing new. And then you read it once more and God goes like, revelation, light bulb in your head. And then it takes on a whole new meaning because there are so many layers to everything that the Bible says. And it's amazing. God has given me revelation, I think, twice, genuinely only twice, that I can remember, at least, sorry if I'm wrong, but about verses. And one of them was in Romans, the one that everyone quotes. I don't remember. Anyway, those of us in Romans that I had read a million times, and then one day I was doing Bible study of Romans, and I read it thinking, nothing of it, and I read it, and it was like God just gave me like a download, like an instant, low battery. God gave me like an instant download, and I saw the verse, and it had a whole new meaning, and it was crazy. And that happened again like 5 times, not 5 times, 5 minutes before I was about to make a video. I was reading Ephesians, which has that verse that also everyone quotes, which is, I think it's the one that says, you've been saved by grace through faith. It's not of works, lest anyone should boast. It is the gift of God. That, or something like that. And, everyone quotes that to say, see, like, you don't need to do works. You're saved by grace. And that's it, just by faith. Like, just believe in your head. And that's what I thought. I was like, all right, well, I guess that's what it means. I can't see any different meaning in this. And then I was about to make a video, and I was doing Bible study on Ephesians, and I read it for like the millionth time, and it was like, oh my goodness, it doesn't mean what I thought it meant. And God just gave me this revelation from one second to the next. It was a light bulb, and I'd read it like a million times before. Anyway, I've been just rambling for 20 minutes, and I don't think I'm gonna edit this video because this is 20 minutes that I'm gonna have to edit. Like, it's not happening. I'm not gonna do that. Editing is so tedious, especially because I'm always having brain farts and I'm always rambling or like sniffling, like, because my nose is always stuffy. Anyway, so 2 weeks ago, I sat down to make a video and just give you a life update and talk about this. But I also felt like I wasn't being entirely honest and genuine in that video because, again, I was watching it and I was thinking there's so much more that I could have said. And I'm still behaving as if I know everything. There was a layer of still like pride to that video, and I know that I still have pride even now, 2 weeks later. Doesn't seem to be going anywhere. But I just want to be honest and let you know I am not perfect. I am so far from perfect. In fact, my husband, which, hasn't read more than like maybe a couple chapters of the Bible and doesn't even like fully believe yet, I feel like he's a much better person than I am, and I've proclaimed to be a follower of Christ for 3 years, studied the Bible almost every day, besides these few past months, and I still look at him and think, how do you do it? How are you such a beautiful, wonderful person without trying? Without trying. And I try so hard every day to be a good person, and to make the right decisions and to speak kindly and to, all these things. And I feel like I just mess up all the time. I'm so aware of how crappy I am and how often and how much I mess up. And I look at my husband and I'm like, how do you do it? I'm supposed to be a follower of Christ. I'm supposed to be, more righteous than the average person, and I am not. I think. I mean, I can see that there are some things, some beliefs, for example, that I have that are more righteous according to God than the average person. But most of it is like, I'm just as crappy as like everyone else. I feel like maybe I'm crappier than most people. Perhaps that isn't quite true. Maybe it's just the perception that I have, but I'm so aware of my faults. I think perhaps too aware of my faults, that they bother me so much, because I know, in this body, in this life, I'm never going to be as righteous as my Lord, but I really want to be. I want to be perfect. My husband's always like, you can't be perfect. Like, there is no perfect. And I'm like, I know, only he is perfect. I know, only he is sinless, but I want to be sinless. I want to be perfect. And it just doesn't happen, bro. It doesn't happen. My sister, my 17-year-old sister, well, actually, I'm 24, almost 25, and technically I'm Gen Z as well. I hate it. I still have not come to terms with the fact that I'm considered Gen Z. So let's just pretend I'm not. My Gen Z, 17-year-old sister, has taught me so many new Gen Z words. And some of them, like, go completely over my head and I forget about. And then others are so funny that they've actually started creeping into my daily vocabulary. And I hate it because, again, I think it's pride. I just don't want to be associated with the Gen Zers. I don't know what it is. I hate the fact that technically I am Gen Z. It bothers me. Like, it actually bothers me. Anyway, she's taught me so many words, and the thing that I think of the most and that I say the most now, which is so funny, is lock in. And I'm always thinking to myself, I have a bad thought, or like I have like these some like bad feelings towards someone, or I feel like I want to like punch someone. And I just like tell myself, Hannah, lock in. Lock in. Anyway. The internet is going to have this video forever. And I don't know how I feel about that. But at least it's genuine. At least it's honest. And that's what I want. I want to make more honest videos. Not sitting here being like, you have to keep his commandments, otherwise you're going to go into great tribulation. Which is true. But I feel like saying those things in such a confident, arrogant manner makes me come across as if I know everything and I am perfect, and I do not know almost anything. Very close to nothing besides God is real, the Bible is real. Like, that's the extent of my knowledge. And anyway, I'm far from perfect. I'm far from knowledgeable in anything. And I'm just a crappy piece of person. Crappy piece of person. I'm a crappy person. Yeah. So, I'm probably gonna go play Fortnite after this. No, I'm gonna do Bible study. I am. My Bible is open behind me. And I'm going to study. I want to do like Bible study on every major doctrine. So the first one that I want to do is like a Bible study on the doctrine of hell. Because truthfully, I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in hell in the sense that the world believes, like this place of eternal torment where unbelievers go and just get, I don't know, burned in lava for all of eternity. I don't believe that. And truthfully, I mean, the reason I don't believe it is because I don't think there's really biblical basis for it. I think that when the Bible talks about like a torment and fire and people being burnt, I think it's talking about the destruction of the world. Because in Revelation, we can see that, you know, God flooded the earth, like destroyed the earth once with water, and the next time and last time he destroys it, it'll be with fire. He's going to destroy earth, and then there'll be a new earth, new heaven, new earth, new Jerusalem will reign on earth with our Messiah. Anyway, so yeah, I don't really believe in hell. I think that when the Bible speaks about that, it's talking about great tribulation. You know, like the locusts with like the head of a lion and tails of scorpions and stuff like that, breathing fire. And again, like the world is going to be burnt. They will be judged. So I think that's what it's talking about. And I think other than that, unbelievers go to eternal death. Death is eternal, so the second death, you know. So all the people that are dead, all the unbelievers that are dead, will die again, you know, because we will all be risen and we'll be separated, you know. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I wish I could come onto YouTube and, you know, be more organized and eloquent, but I am not organized and I'm not eloquent. And again, like I said before, I'm really hot. It was really, really hot in my room. And yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying my best to follow God. I'm trying my best to follow the Bible. Believe in the Bible, do what the Bible says. And that's it. And I've been wrong about so many things before. I don't even know anything anymore. I know that we have to keep God's commandments. You know? I think the only thing I can still quote is like 1 John 2:3, which is, "By this we know that we know him, if we keep his commandments. He who says, 'I know him,' and doesn't keep his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him." Yeah. So I'm gonna leave you with that. And yeah, I'll see you later. I'm so sorry.